Hey, what's up? Matt Wyatt here. Film study time. The Kentucky Wildcats. Looking at their game against Florida. Of course, they, won that ball game on the road and ended that long losing streak to the Gators. And the game gives you a glimpse of how they were a little more physical than Florida and how Terry Wilson has really added to their offense to go along with a good running back in Benny Snell. Here it is, film study, future opponent from Mississippi State. Kentucky Wildcats. Aggressive play at linebacker early on here in a 2nd-7 play. Shoot that gap, get untouched, tackle for loss. Then wrap him up, but teammates get there also. Again, Kentucky won the line of scrimmage pretty much in this game. So you see the linebacker. He's going to get past the center. Focus on that first. Big hole, center steps here, and then as he turns to try to find the linebacker, he just can't get there because there's too much urgency, and he's going to run through the ball. The other thing is you got a defensive tackle and a nose that are now playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage too, especially this tackle who's pushing through this double team and going to get back there and cause some problems also. But they won the line of scrimmage. That's an example of doing it early in the game. This is Wildcat direct snap. They actually have the quarterback going in motion. Fake it to him, keep it on a Wildcat, turns into a big run, big hole up front. And so this is an example of offense winning the line of scrimmage. Two guys to keep an eye on right here that really make this play work, and that's center and left guard. Center and left guard are going to double this nose and work up to the play side linebacker right here and catch him. And because of the way the play is designed, the fake of the speed sweep, the man on the edge kind of gets upfield, the end gets upfield too. It's exactly what they want on the design of the play. So after the fake, ends upfield, in man coming off the edge, upfield. So now they've got this working with the tight end blocking back. So here's the key. You got a double on the nose right now, and then they're going to get up there. The center's going to nicely step off, get his head across, and pick up this linebacker, and that seals it for the run to get through there. So now the center's on the linebacker. Everything is washed upfield on the play side, and now he's gone out the gate. Nicely blocked. Again, physical on the line of scrimmage. Kentucky did. All right, here's an example why you got to be careful against a mobile quarterback in your pass rush. Defensive end in 3-4 goes way deep and upfield, and it kind of loses contain, and a really fast quarterback can escape that. That's what he does. If you go back and look, they're in a 3-4 with a straight-up nose. It's play action, trying to run routes down the field, but what you get is the upfield rush, you lose contain. Watch him go really deep. By the time the quarterback sets up, he's all the way here. If he's here pushing that defensive tackle into his hip, you're going to kind of keep him in the pocket, and that's the goal. So you got a speed rush, but you also have to be under control when you're playing defensive end. You got an out route, and then when the quarterback scrambles, he's going to turn up the sideline. It's a really nice job knowing to go. If you're shallow, you go deep. When he scrambles, it turns into a TD. If you look at kind of the route that they've got working here, two receivers into the boundary, he's up into the sideline. You're going to choice route here on this play and swing this back out here underneath. You get three on one side, so it's kind of 1, 2, and then a third up on the sideline. But again, he escapes the pocket. So what you notice is, in this game, initially covered here, which he's kind of pre-snap reading that, doesn't get back to his back to throw him the ball, and doesn't really at the time try to fit that out route in there in time. Twist comes, and he kind of feels that a little bit, and now he's going to use his legs, which is probably where he feels comfortable. And again, they have experience at receiver. You see your quarterback scramble, you're shallow, you get deep, and now it's just a matter of making a play. It's a really nice throw on the run. So that's the thing about Terry Wilson. He can beat you with his legs. He can. And that it's pretty obvious. Then you see a few throws that lead you to believe, look, he can also beat you over the top with his arm. He can make a few plays with his arm, so you really have to defend what is a true dual threat. He's not a one-dimensional guy. Florida's got 2x2, 4 receivers here running go routes on either side, but it's the running back matched up against the linebacker that gets open for a huge play in the middle of the defense. And so you see this combo coverage really on both sides. It's not a true cover 3 look, even though that safety's right in the middle of the field. He's free on the play, not a man deal. But it's like a matchup on either side. And what happens is the linebacker doesn't keep his responsibility in coverage if the back leaves. So you get a 4-man rush. Florida is able to make a nice pocket for the QB. So he's able to step up and stand in, and the linebacker is not covering his guy. Something to keep an eye on is linebackers in coverage against running backs. Now, Kentucky kind of had a bust in coverage right here that let a Florida guy tight end get open for a touchdown wide open. And I think it's another example of kind of a combo coverage. They're going to zone it out here to the field, to the wide side, and then into the boundary. They're manning it here and then bringing a guy off the edge. So he's on the tight end. That means that's his responsibility in man-to-man coverage with nobody back here to help him in the back end of the defense. So really nice read by the quarterback to see him off the edge and know that's the man-to-man. He's got a chance to beat him. Linebacker stepped up, didn't cover his responsibility, and so tight end's running all by himself. Good read by the quarterback. Now this looks like a form of RPO with a screen built into the wide side of the field, but it's blown up because of penetration. But watch a quarterback make 3 guys miss in the backfield and turn this into a first down. Yeah, you know why you say RPO? It looks like they're running a counter to me, or something where they're going to pull both these backside guys, hand it here, and come out the backside with the run. It is run blocking. The quarterback, though, in the mesh point, puts his eyes up here, and I think maybe he's kind of reading the box. And so you see you got 3, 4 defenders, an 8th guy in the box. It looks like man-to-man. So it's almost like initially he wants to pull it and throw the screen. See, again, it's run blocking, pull him over, but he's pulling the ball out of the mesh point with his eyes up here. And you probably have it. If you get this block, you have that screen. What happens is, though, the pressure off the edge, the urgency kind of throws a loop in the play. I think he felt this and then pulls the ball down and decides, I got to go make a play with my legs. So he makes one miss there. Another gets a shot at him. He spins out of that, and then he's off and running. So here's a third down play. They got a little 2-man or 2x2 route working there on the left hash. He gets a little antsy in the pocket, but finds a guy late on a crosser that turns into a big play and a first down. So again, it's another play that is improvised a little bit by the quarterback that he made the play in this game against Florida. Gators on this third down are only bringing 4 guys, and they're playing a cover 2 behind it. When he's in the pocket, if he's reading that short side of the field or also reading the safeties, he might have a touchdown read here, and I'll show you. Now, because it's zone, the way they match this up, it's covered on the curl and the go backside. He's already, I think, wanting this crosser, but he's got a linebacker who's dropped 2 in his throwing lane, and I think, again, it's an inexperienced guy who's kind of reading it before the play. As he holds on to the football, if his eyes, again, are here on up the field, you know, right now he's got the ball in a clean pocket, and his tight end has gotten lost in the backside of the coverage. You flip it to him right here, he catches it and goes and scores. But if you hold on, you got the athleticism, you can run out of there and make a play. As you see, he's covered at the moment that he decides to escape, and then he flicks it out there on a good throw, good strong arm off your back foot. Here's another way to read an unblocked defensive end. This time it's like a little toss sweep. You've seen this from a lot of teams where they'll either toss it or keep it based on the end. This time quarterback keeps and runs it into the end zone. And if you go back and look kind of how it happened, one thing that's got to happen is it's got to be blocked up back here on the backside, and they get that done pretty well. And so then you've got 2 lead blockers if the pitch comes out. And the way that you would get a pitch to the back is if the end goes down inside or immediately comes to get the quarterback, then the pitch is going to run back. But if he stays and kind of hangs there, there's a chance a quarterback's going to fake that pitch and keep it, and that's what happens on this play. The other thing is they pull that backside guard in there to kind of lead in case you get the keep. And this time, you know, the quarterback's so fast, it doesn't take a huge block, but he's in the right place, get contact, and now it's nothing but green. And, you know, if you got a guy who can run like this, it can turn into that explosive play. All right, this is 3rd and 16 in this third quarter. Going to hit that cross the field post route, 3 receiver side, the 3rd man inside, kind of running that deep post, gets behind the safeties, plenty of protection, and a really strong throw by the quarterback. So go back and look at a couple things. One, look at the decoy, the number 2 receiver. Instead of just kind of dropping and staying, he actually backs all the way out of there. I almost kind of found that funny that he just backpedaled 10 or 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And then the other thing is the protection on this. If you look, at the alignment. There's a safety back here off screen and another back here off the hash. And so even though the formation is to the field, and you think, why would they do that? And I think it's partly because you got safety and another underneath defender there on that backside in the boundary, because on 3rd and long, they're worried about their quarterback escaping out of there and making this run. So they're kind of watching him. And so you're only rushing 4. They're going to keep the tight end and the back in, and you have plenty of protection. So this is what you get, a 4-man rush versus 7 blockers, 5 linemen, a tight end, and a running back. You can sit back there all day, and then it's just a matter of can you put it on him, and that's a really strong throw. All right, hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, let me know. Hit me up on Twitter and Instagram. I'm Radio Wyatt. And then, of course, Facebook and YouTube as well, Radio Wyatt and Matt Wyatt Media. Search all that. You can find me there on all those places. Thanks to Renaissance Bank for sponsoring these videos. Y'all hit them up over there at renaissancennation.com. A lot of cool stuff there as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya.